Just a quick report. Snowfall was about what we expected, with accumulation somewhere between 5 and 9 inches common, smaller and larger amounts in a few spots. Our primary concern now through tomorrow remains the extreme cold, and with that, the wind chill being a major factor. We'll have wind chills as low as 25 below, it is anticipated. By this evening, we will see temperatures on the thermometer of minus 15 degrees in some parts of our state, with the wind chill hitting, as I said, minus 25. The state severe cold weather protocol remains in effect. That allows us to reach out to individuals and make sure that they are housed inside. We have been coordinating transportation services to locate those in need and to bring them to designated facilities. So far, we've received about 127 calls for shelter information, and 4 people were transported last night. Shelters throughout the state, and these are the normal shelters that are operational to give services to those who are homeless. We're operating at about 120% of capacity last night. They've extended their hours of operation in many cases, allowing people to remain in those shelters during daytime hours when they otherwise would not be doing that. If you need shelter, call 211. If you have a neighbor who might need assistance, please go over, knock on the door, make sure that person's okay, particularly if they're a senior citizen or require other services. And if you want some tips on how to deal with the cold, first of all, I'll give you mine. Don't put your tongue on a flagpole today. But beyond that, we have others, which are you can access at www.ct.gov/DEMHS. A lot of this is around the cold, and a lot of it is precautionary of what you can do to make sure that your pipes don't freeze. There will be we are proud of the effort that's been made on clearing the roads. Our state highways are all in pretty good shape. Some of the byways are being caught up with. Local governments are obviously responsible for their roads. Optional travel should be kept to a minimum. Obviously, if you have to get to and from work, that's fine, but optional travel, at least for another few hours, if you could stay off the roads while we complete on a local basis and on a state basis, taking care of those things. There is a report of a serious accident on Route 8. I don't have details of that. It appears to be a serious event involving a DOT, a piece of equipment, and a passenger car. With that, I'd be happy to take some questions.
Do you know, or does anyone know, is there any danger with the severe low that we haven't had in such a long time with fire hydrants?
Fire hydrants don't tend to be the problem. They're larger capacity. Water supplies, so they cool on a much slower basis. The ones that that doesn't mean that we won't have something, but by and large, they tend not to be a major problem. Major problems would be any pipe that is on an outside wall of a house is in particular a challenge, and that's why we're urging people to keep their cabinets open. If you've experienced freezing in those pipes before, you might want to consider having the cold water drip a little bit so that there's water running through. But cabinets being kept open. Certainly, if you're leaving and you're used to turning your heat down to 55, this might be a time to stop doing that for the next 24 hours and keep the heat at its normal temperature in your apartment as if you were occupying it.